The whole idea of making these celebrities
Your gods.
yeah, and then when they do things that like disappoint you or like they step out of whatever idea you have of them in your head, you're like, oh my gosh.
Because you have to see it beyond just two people getting together. One person also has to feel valued. If someone's just being valued for the idea of themselves, at some point you're gonna wake up and you're gonna bro, all they do is just worship me. That's not a relationship you want to be. When you're so good at what you do, everything looks like luck. It's one of those things where like when people complain about luck or when people talk about luck, they almost make it seem mythical. Sometimes luck, you can actually create your own luck.
I knew you were going there. Yeah. He was the audience. He was the one audience within the frame. Like he was just watching Katt Williams perform. The ability to like enthrall you into what he's saying, his mannerisms, even the way he's like using his tone of voice. Like there's so many things, like you said, when people have this perception of who you are, it's like so many things can go over your head. But he also has the ability to now just be very raw and say whatever he wants. Even me, when I was like, this performing right now. And even that might go over you guys' head too. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make it seem as though being a Christian means you can't live in this world. Because that's what a lot of people don't really understand. Is that when you choose God, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. When we're spreading stories about when Jesus turned water into wine, he wasn't in his house, he wasn't in the church, he was at a party. His mom came to him and said, yo, we've run out of wine. My guy said, bring me water. Turn the thing, go and shy and enjoy it now.
You are now listening to the Blacker the Berry, the sweeter the juice.
Well, let's record, I mean.
Yes. Hello, hi. Welcome to another special episode, guys. I'm your host, DX.
Straight up in the cup, man. You know what it is.
Sure is coming to his grey sweat.
Yeah.
Problem for the gals. The gals. Speaking of which, first thing, you mentioned it now, Jada and
Jada
Steff
Kingdom. Yeah.
It's funny though, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's funny. Actually, no, before we start that, we'll do this or that, as per usual. This or that. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Subscribe. Don't leave us hanging this year, guys. We're trying to grow, man.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow. Right. Game, this or that. First, money or love?
Whew. Love. Yeah.
How times have changed. Yeah. Is love gonna pay your bills?
No, love's not gonna pay my bills. I mean, love's not gonna pay my bills, but love still.
Alright, sleep with your best friend's boyfriend, sleep with your best friend's girlfriend or sister.
Oh my god, that is crazy. Girlfriend.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think the sister's more disrespectful. I don't
How?
know, actually. I don't know.
At least you see how your mind works.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know.
Alright, clean as you cook or clean up at the end?
As you cook, for sure. 1,000%.
Yeah? Passion or stability?
Say it again?
Passion or stability?
Stability.
Sight or sound?
Whew. Sight.
Social media message or text message?
Text message.
Make out with someone at a nightclub or make out with someone at a funeral?
Nightclub. That one's night and day.
Be kissed goodbye or left to sleep?
Left to sleep.
Be able to grant romantic wishes or have your own romantic wishes granted?
Have my own granted.
Last one, go to the grocery store in your underwear or go to the beach nude?
Go to the beach nude.
Actually, yeah.
It's less of a norm.
Yeah.
I mean, more of a norm. Sorry.
No, yeah, sorry, yeah, more
of a norm, yeah.
Yeah.
People do that anyway.
Yeah. Going to the grocery store in underwear.
It's so crazy.
I don't know, but nowadays everyone's taking fashion to the next level. I don't know.
Honestly.
Before you know, in the next 2 years, you're seeing guys in boxers walking around. So, anyways, yeah, let's get on to it. Personally, actually, I saw Steff London's sister make like some comments and stuff. I've just been following this through shade, bro. To be very honest, I haven't even like taken time out to look at it properly.
Yeah.
But she was saying something along the lines of like the music scene is dead, anyways. Like in terms of like enjoy the fact that people, they're giving you tracks, and this is like in the space of how many days we've had like technically 4 tracks. And to be honest, from what I remember, the last Jada track was crazy, bro. Like musically, it was good as well. Like I actually enjoyed it. I couldn't understand half of it, but yeah, I think it's good entertainment, man. Yeah, as long as both of them are seen as entertainment. Obviously, it's none of our business, but as long as they're both like seen as entertainment, bro, I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah, I think like there's like obviously like that was like the first initial like thought for me. I was like, what are these women doing? Like, are they before this nigga? And then my second, I was like, Murder Boy's kind of him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at this nigga's yo, he's enjoying this. I promise you that. But then like
City Boys,
yeah, he's enjoying this. But then on the other hand, like you said, it's like the whole like music aspect of it. It's like enjoy the whole thing that's going on between them from a music aspect. Like them going back and forth, them making songs, and then like they're even saying like, oh, like Stephon Don's like promoting, or this is marketing. It's promo.
Bro,
marketing.
Honestly, I love the fact that
you know what I mean.
They took it to like the art form.
Yeah,
like rather than, because I'm tired of seeing the whole back and forth on the internet. Like once they started like releasing the tracks, I'm like, bro, when was the last time we had like a clash or something? Like you guys say,
yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute since we had some diss tracks.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I was happy.
Yeah,
I was actually happy. I was like, yeah, this is sick. Like the fact that you can literally go into the studio and you're actually showcasing how, like, why you call yourself a musician, essentially, as in like you can go in there and you can actually think of some bars and pick a track to go with it, and just you can use your art or your talent to express yourself. And like regardless of the context, I'm like, this is sick. This is actually very, very sick.
Yeah, man. I think Instagram comments are the most vile.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it could be Twitter. But Instagram is kind of crazy. Niggas on IG do not.
I've seen worse Twitter. I think I've seen worse Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's Twitter, and then like Instagram. I feel like people like are surprised at how violent like Instagram comments can be. Bro. Like, niggas be going in. So someone was like, obviously I always read the comments, and someone was like, oh, personally I wouldn't go back and forth with somebody that said my ops Poom Poom is the best,
bro,
or whatever. I was like, I can't lie.
God.
They kind of got you. That's so crazy. Especially because, like, I don't know what he was doing with Jada, but, like, I know he was, like, actually dating Stephon Don, like, publicly dating her for, like, a year or two. So when I read that comment, I was like, that's kind of crazy.
I don't think I don't think that, from what I've seen, it's a thing where he just wanted, it's just a what's it called? Tick off your list, essentially.
Yeah, he just wanted a crush.
Yeah, or she's paying.
Yeah, she is.
The problem is, not problem, I won't say problem. I would just say it's just one of those things where it's just like, because I can, I will. Because if you actually deep it, like, what she stands for, I'm not nearing that. What?
Are you talking about Jada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, and like the manner in which, but then again, these are two different people. There are guys out here that are just slinging it around, that don't care about, you know, shagging a girl that is outright like, I am having sex with so many people, and like flaunting it. And then the other, I mean, it's each to their own, man. But I'm just happy. Like, it's like the art form is coming out, and like, bro, I don't know what, I was just like, yeah, this is actual entertainment now. It's not
just the like dissing each other.
Posting my story. Yeah, that one's dead, bro.
Yeah,
you're a musician. Do something.
For
do
sure.
something, bro. Yeah. I saw Sean Paul. Is it Sean Paul?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, Sean Paul chatting about
he was like, stop this, bro.
Stop this. Women should do this. And like, at first I'm like, I get what you're saying, but then at the same time, I'm just like, the narrative of like, oh, women should always be the perfect symbol of purity. We're all still human at the end of the day. And also, the thing is, if you're trying to look like take them as role models, bro, there's so many other role models in this world. Like when we actually deep it, there's so many other role models that your daughter could look up to. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether or not these two are buzzing right now, the thing is, who is your daughter choosing as her role model, or who are you even projecting to her? Like, oh, like have you seen what this woman does? Like, who are you surrounding, or who's your daughter surrounding herself with, or like choosing? It's not about Steff and Jada that you're coming out here to say all of this. It's that one's you and your daughter's business, bro. Because I think sometimes it's one of those like what's the word again? Like when you're trying to look good just for the sake of saying something. Yeah. So virtue signaling. I don't know. I think because once they started making the music, I was just like, I'm all for this. So that could be a bias, but I just thought, bro, what's the point, bro? Why? Keep your enjoy the distance now.
Yeah, like you said, I think once they made it about music, it was like, okay, like cool, right? This is kind of dope, you know? Yeah. Like you said, it's been a while since like that's actually like, you know, obviously like, especially this nigga Drake. Drake's always dissing.
Bro, the last person I heard of a diss track is Drake and
Drake's Pusha T. Yeah, like an proper like actual like back and forth.
Yeah.
That's like, it's been a while since we had that, so. I think that was like the separation between like the actual drama and then like the music and like the art form of it was cool. Because I also noticed that other people were like, oh, like actually you can see they're actually paying attention to the music as well. Like, oh, Stephon Don switching her flow,
bro.
And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like actually getting into it type shit.
I was like, shit. Like this is sick. This is actually sick. And I mean, yeah, we've obviously been wanting this whole like there's the idea of like, oh, that, you know, black people support each other kind of thing. But at the end of the day, when people are in I don't know, there's a sense of competition that is necessary when it comes like, there's a sense of like butting heads that is necessary when it comes to like competition. At some point, you'll have to gonna see someone as like almost like an enemy in order to compete and be better. Do you get what I'm saying? So like sometimes we can't always, obviously we're trying to band together as a society, like as black people. But then where's the line between like healthy competition and just being too kumbaya? Mm-hmm. But then obviously like the thing is, I think the problem is just the context. Like when, you know, just insulting people, bro. The insults? The insults were heavy, bro.
I think I saw like a little what's it called? I was seeing like responses again in the comments. And what was that? Is that patois? What
yeah, patois, yeah.
I was just like, bro, like I thought I understood this more, but I was struggling, bro.
Bro, yeah.
I was struggling to read it.
Until they started speaking.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to read.
Yeah, the reading. Bro. I was like,
I'm
kind of confused, man. Yeah, like I'm pretty good. But like the hearing it is a little bit easier to understand. But like reading it, I was like, damn, I thought I understood this better.
All right, guys, quick interruption. Make sure you go check out the audio as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the audio. Make sure you follow us there and also rate. So 5 stars, please, 5 stars. That will help us actually get to be seen more. And also share it with your friends, family, whoever as well. But yeah, back to the show, guys.
But there was something else I picked up from the whole thing. It was just like, I think you mentioned this before. I feel like the whole idea of like, making these celebrities,
oh, your gods,
yeah, and then when they do things that like disappoint you, or like they step out of like whatever idea you have of them in your head, you're like, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
And like I was thinking about it in the sense of where I was like, I think I saw like I think Jada's dating Party or whatever, like Megan Thee Stallion's ex.
Like way back, I saw something about that as well.
Yeah, so Party's dating Jada Kingdom right now.
Oh, right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So then, and then obviously, Burna Boy was with Stephon Don, but he was also fucking with Jada Kingdom. So I was just thinking,
Party
no, not at the same time. Not at the same time. Don't worry, I'm getting somewhere with this. And then, so I was just thinking of it on the sense where I was like, oh, like, I was like, damn, you could think of it and be like, these celebrities, all they do is like date each other type shit. Like this is kind of weird, right? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, bro, like
who else are they gonna date?
Yeah,
man?
they're within that space, because it's just like, for example, here, if you're in
Winnipeg.
Exactly. That's the reference I was gonna get to. Where you've mentioned it's like, it's like, oh, everyone dates each other, whatever. But it's like, even within these other like pockets or social spaces, these things are also happening, right? But like when you see that, you're like, oh, that's like, they shouldn't be doing that. Like that's weird. You get what I'm saying? But it's like,
because the thing is, when a city is so small, you will end up bumping into these problems. The same with, because we see it as because they're up there and because they have so much attention, they can pick anyone. Yeah. But when you actually deep it, not everyone can actually fit you or fit your lifestyle. You can say, oh, you can pick any random girl. But the thing is, how many random girls are coming to him or her? How many random guys are coming to whoever they may be that you can say, oh, this person actually wants me for me? Because you have to see it beyond just two people getting together. One person also has to feel valued. If someone's just being valued for the idea of themselves, at some point you're going to wake up and you're going to bro, does this person even understand anything I'm doing? All they do is just worship me. That's not a relationship you want to be in. Yeah. Nor do you want to be in a relationship where someone's just using you for clout. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, if you take all these things into consideration, guess what? It now narrows down your pool.
The pool is a lot smaller, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So by the time you now actually think through all the different, isms and schisms, you start to realize that a small city is equivalent to being in that kind of percentile. That percentile is already small because the kind of people you can date is small. And then you now put in the lifestyle, it gets even smaller. Yeah. Because how many business women that are serious are going to date someone like Burna Boy? That his lifestyle is all loud, party, this, that, the other. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, how many serious, oh my God, how many serious guys are going to date Jada Kingdom? That's the name, Jada Kingdom, right? Yeah. Come on. It's nice for to look at. It's nice, the idea of her. But how many people are going to, not even just want to, how many people are going to be able to even stay with her? Because her lifestyle is very much like, I can get anyone I want. And also she really hones into that. She does anything she wants. As a human being, how can you be with another person that wouldn't really even value you like that? So all of a sudden, dating pool just keeps narrowing. And then, bro, who else are you going to date? You're going to date someone like yourself. Yeah. And exactly. How many of them are there? Exactly.
Yeah. I think the whole the lifestyle aspect that you touched on is very important. It's like, bro, if a nigga is, and like you said, it's like, not that it, obviously the relationship with like a quote unquote regular person, obviously in context, doesn't work, but it's just like you said, the whole lifestyle aspect I feel like is very important, because it's like another person that's living your lifestyle understands your lifestyle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, the pool is a lot smaller than you think it is, where people's like, oh, like they're so old, like why like Tom Brady's dating Emily who, and then he was dating Giselle, and now Giselle's ex is dating Tom Brady's ex-wife, and it's like everyone's like, what's going on? Like, why is everyone just like dating each other, bro? Like, why is it, you know what I mean? But it's just like you said, it's like the lifestyle part is very, very important, because I feel like that ties into understanding what kind of life that person lives. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you see these 20v1 videos, bro. Yeah. These regular shorties are coming up to this nigga and saying anything just to get within vicinity of Quavo or vicinity of whoever other famous person comes on there, and you can tell their responses are not genuine at all. Yeah. It's very, very evident, right? Even the simple fact that at the end of the video, some of them, they take like 5 of them with them, and it's like, also I feel like a lot of these people that like all these like these girls or guys that come on there and they're looking at the celebrity, they're like, the celebrity understands also like what category you fit in. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you're not even thinking about it like that. You're like, oh my gosh, like he can tell he's been living that life for so long. He knows what kind of person you are. He knows that you just want his money. He knows that you just want to be around him.
Yeah,
so he's gonna treat you accordingly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's why I don't fault certain like pretty girls too. Because a lot of the time, or not even just pretty girls, because there's a difference between being pretty, beautiful, and sexy. When you're sexy, there's an element of like an aura of sex, which is gonna attract a certain kind of attention. When you're sexy, I can understand why a lot of these sexy girls, they act a certain way.
Yeah.
Because, bro, a lot of it's self-preservation, man. Self-preservation. And also, it's just easier just to act this way to push away whatever rubbish you don't want as well. You know? Nah, it's mad, bro.
Did you see the thing with, what's it called? There's been some very interesting things going on social media over the last 2 weeks.
January?
Yeah.
That's mad, bro.
Yeah, what's it called? The
Katt Williams?
I was gonna get there, but I was gonna mention
too.
the case with Jonathan Majors.
Oh,
and the interview.
I haven't seen the interview yet. I
you
saw
haven't
you
seen
did
the
the
interview? I saw bits of it, and I was just like,
why is he doing an interview there?
It's for PR.
PR for what?
It's
finished.
It's
like, bro,
it's like, that's what I'm saying. But it's like
it's too
he's
late.
trying to save face, right? And what was so jarring to me and came off as very disingenuous, like I like watching it, was like he's trying to play so much into this like black empowerment, and it's like my nigga, you're forcing it, and it's so evident. Like he's like. Because the person that was interviewing him, she asked about his relationship with Megan Good and how that's affected him throughout the whole case. And this guy's like, man, she's just been there for me like a Coretta. I was like, my nigga, what are you saying? What the Yo, what does that mean, bro?
I saw.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if this is before the interview or not, but Charlamagne was talking about him saying like he's done so much. He's done so much for like the black community. I think you've done one movie, bro. Relax.
Exactly, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, Americans, bro. Americans,
like a Coretta. And I was just like, see, this
is
like,
not helping our case, bro.
Like this is like, it's funny because like when we get on black women for saying, oh, there's these narratives that exist when it comes to black women. But when you see shit like this, you can understand where the gripe comes from. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like they can see, it's almost as if to them, I can understand why it looks very evident that your relationship with Megan Good is also for PR. Like, it's not that you genuinely want to be with this woman. It's like you've now put yourself in a situation where
it looks mad.
Exactly. So now you're with Megan Good. She's this poster model. Black women adore her. And after you've now run away from the white woman, and now it's like you're talking about some Coretta King. And, like I'm just like, bro, what are you like, bro? Answer the goddamn question. Why are you trying to? And it's like it's so like if you just need to see clips, you can tell it's acting. Like it's not genuine at all. And I'm just like, bro, man, like. You are not helping. Honestly, you shouldn't have even done the interview.
Wait, Katt Williams,
like you really shouldn't have.
Katt Williams, he was saying something about it too. That
he was on Jonathan Major's ass. Man. That shit was scary, bro.
Right, he was just like you can see how evident it is where the industry is the one that puts you up, and they can also bring you down. And when you forget your place, that's when they can bring you down. He said something like, it's so evident because who can convince us that this ugly guy is good looking? And I said shit.
Yeah, I remember when he was
because like it's mad how they really push, like they're putting him on like all these magazines. Like obviously he's got a great body, but it's like you really deep and you're like, this is meant to be the symbol of a good looking black man, bro.
Yeah, and it was crazy how it was like when he was high, like you said, the industry was really pushing him, and then now just one mistake. Bro, boom, crashing and burning, crazy.
Nah, man,
crashing and burning is so crazy, man. But yeah, even like within that interview with Katt Williams, he mentioned he was like, God bless Megan Good, she saved that slave, something like he said something like that.
Oh, Katt Williams,
yeah. And I was like, this is something that's gonna go over your heads,
in
terms of like what he was actually trying to say,
yeah.
But it ties into what I was saying about his relationship with Megan Good and like that whole like the gripe from the black community and black women, like seeing how not all black men obviously, but certain black men will get into these relationships with these black women, and it just seems as though it's like
disingenuous.
Yeah, it's this whole idea of like we've talked about it too, even with young black boys, where they're
when
like,
they say,
why would I date a black girl when I know I'm gonna marry one?
Yeah,
it's that whole idea, that whole narrative, and it's like when you see shit like this, even within men that are in what's it called, high social standings, it's like you can understand where the frustration comes from. Yes, bro. It's like, what the fuck you mean she's held me down like a Coretta? I was like, I can't watch this anymore. Once he said that, I was like, yo. And Megan Good's just looking at, I'm like, what the hell is this?
She was there too?
She was there.
She was up, bro. Doesn't she have shit to do?
Who?
Megan, doesn't she have stuff to do, bro?
I don't know.
Is she just being dragged around?
I don't know. Apparently, look, everyone's like, oh, Megan, leave that man. He doesn't really want you. Like, the comments were crazy. I can't lie. But yeah, Katt Williams is on that nigga's ass.
Bro, Katt Williams. What I liked about Katt Williams is that it's clear to see that this guy does not care.
Yeah.
Nor is like, it doesn't seem like anything like the industry can affect him because he's been segregated for it. He's almost from it. He's almost like said, okay, cool. If you're gonna segregate me, I'm gonna segregate myself too. Bro, he was going off. Yeah. He was going off.
Was there anything in particular you like picked up from that you thought was interesting?
For me, because I was then listening to some other stuff like as the week was going on. Obviously, a lot of things were coming out, right? And one thing that I heard, I can't remember if it was from 90s Baby or from somewhere else. Someone was like, oh, I know, it was 3 shots. Someone was just like, Katt Williams is so smart, and also based on being a comedian, there are certain things that you say that is meant to be taken as like it's just part of the art. So, for example, you can like even when Kevin Hart sometimes when he's doing stand-up, he'll say, "True story." It may not actually be a true story, but it's still part of the act. Do you get what I'm saying? And the reason that Katt Williams said he came on here was to prove something. And he said, I'm here to like prove something. I'm here to make a statement. And the funny thing is like when you start to dissect or start to really pinpoint a lot of things, you start to obviously open your eyes to a lot of things. Sometimes we might be seeing it as like, it might actually not be there. It might just be us putting a spice on whatever he's done. But I remember he started the interview saying, you can see how easy it is to lie on this platform. And then along some of the ways, like when he's saying all these truths and bringing all these facts, he then drops some very exaggerated things, like 3,000 books in 2 years. Brother, relax. Or like there's some other things that he was saying that, obviously it's going to go viral. But again, as you said, there's certain things that comedians say that actually go over people's heads. And it could also just be the fact that he's now purposely putting lies in there to show how easy it is. Bro, I was just thinking like,
layers.
When we actually think about it, this guy could be like, I think it's one of the laws in the 48 laws. It's one of these. I can't remember what it is. It's like you can't act too smart or something along those lines. Either that or the one about you can't outshine your master or something. One of those laws. But I know the law of you can't be too smart for everyone. Otherwise, you're now seen as like an outcast. Again, you can be put on that pedestal. And when you're on that pedestal, guy, it's a long fall. Do you get what I'm saying? So him almost always playing this joker, playing this like silly guy, as if everything I say is just you don't have to take it as anything. In a way, you can actually look at it as like he actually has this freedom to actually be able to say anything because now we don't take him seriously. He's able to say anything. And then backed up with the fact that he's actually bringing facts too. Bro, I don't know. The whole interview was... It just looked like... Personally, I want to run with the narrative that he was smart. I'm actually going to run with that narrative that he knew... Like, everything he did was on purpose. That's the narrative I'm running with. Because when I think about it that way, again, art form, bro. Yep. Art form. Like, to actually... take over the internet Bro, that interview is the second most watched interview.
Yeah, I saw that stat today
on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw it.
Followed by, so it's Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and then that interview. And the rate at which this interview is going.
Yeah.
Because that interview, I think Shannon was saying that interview in 4 years, it's at 50 million. It's only been a few weeks. This is at like 48.
Yeah.
Or so, 30 something.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. It was already at 30 something after like a week, I think.
Yo.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that Joe Rogan interview, you can see, because he's had like 2 or 3 interviews with Elon Musk. Nothing's got that far, apart from that one. And the way the conversation was going was more so we're just having a conversation. This almost looked calculated.
Yeah.
Katt came and said, this is going to be the most...
Yeah, he said it too. Yeah, he did.
All these things, I'm just like, I want to run with the narrative. He planned this. And not just planned this. Like, one of those things where, like, when you're so good at what you do, everything looks like luck. But you could then think about it and be like, it's one of those things where, like, when people complain about luck or when people talk about luck, they almost make it seem mythical. Sometimes luck, you can actually create your own luck.
I knew you were going there.
And
that's where I was going to go.
Sometimes it's just a matter of, like, how skilled are you to create your own luck. And this, bro, like, when I'm running with this narrative, I'm actually in admiration of this thing. Like, I'm like, bro, for someone to be so off grid but still have so much control is mad. Oh my god, is mad. I've always liked Katt Williams, man. Like, his comedy is sick. It can be vulgar, but I'm also thinking, like, for someone who is almost like blacklisted, he still does a lot, bro. He does a lot. And to come on there and be like, bro, I don't need these people's money. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Flex, bro.
Shook up.
Oh, I love watching black men flex. It's just like the ones where it's just like, for example, Rick Ross is another example. I have this, so I have it. What do you want me to do about it? I don't like the ones that are forcing it down your throat, but the ones that are just like, look, this is my life. Bro, it's beautiful, bro. I just love it. I love seeing it, bro.
Yeah, I think it was like, I think someone said, it wasn't an interview, it was a performance.
Yeah.
And Shannon Sharp was just he was just like,
just the audience.
They were just, he was the audience. He was the one audience within the, within the frame. Like, he was just watching Katt Williams perform. It was a performance. And like you said, the ability to like enthrall you into what he's saying. Like, even the way, like, his mannerisms, even the way he's like using his tone of voice. Like, there's so many things, like you said, when people have this perception of who you are, it's like so many things can go over your head, but he also has the ability to now, like you said, just be very raw and say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that playing on that like mystique kind of was like, I was like, yeah, this is even me when I was like, this nigga's performing right now. And even that might go over you guys' head too. You know what I mean?
And even within the performance, you can see it almost as though he might be performing, but his performance could actually just be him. Yeah. The layers to that is just crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like when people say, "Oh, I want to be able to live life and make money off just being myself." Yeah. This could just literally be the example of it. Bro, he's super talented, man. Super talented. And bro, I like that interview just because as I was watching it, I'm just like, this is a master of his craft, bro. Serious master of his craft. So when he's saying things like people are stealing my jokes, and I'm like, it makes sense. You're this good, bro. It makes sense, bro. I believe you. Yeah, I believe you.
So, Lil Nas X, mocking the faith, or mocking the faith. Yeah, even touching on a lot of like I said, there's been a lot going on, bro. Like you said, first week of January, crazy, man. I don't know. This one for me, I feel like obviously like. I feel like most things that happen are always layered. With this, And like I said, I try to always have an open mind on things, just not necessarily to have like a certain side, but just to gain perspective, right? I think, and initially my initial reaction to this is, this nigga is silly. Like, this nigga is just silly. Like, what's wrong with this guy? like I feel like that's most people's reaction. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? But once again, objectively, not that I like it, but objectively, him doing this is once again his form of marketing for whatever he's doing.
Bro, yeah. He's playing the game.
And it's working. It's working.
He's playing the game, bro.
It's working, bro.
He's playing
you know what I'm saying? So
look,
I was like,
look how I don't listen to his music. I don't have anything associated with this guy. Yet I know he's coming out with something.
Yep.
Crazy.
Thinking about him, we're talking about him. You know,
well, there's a skill to this shit, man.
It is.
There's an actual skill to it,
for sure. So it's like on the moral side, I was like, obviously, like I really don't like this. You know, to me personally, there's no way you can't say he isn't obviously mocking the faith. But on the other side of that conversation, at least from my perspective, was whatever he is doing is to get you guys to pay attention to him, and he will disappear for a year, come back, do this, and now everyone's talking about him again. He's on every social media page. He's on the Shade Room. He's on DJ Academics' Instagram page. He's all over the blogs. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when you tie in something like religion into something.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
religion is the easiest thing.
Yeah, man. So I was just like,
controversy.
I don't know what you thought about that, but that was kind of like where my head was going. I was like, I don't like this morally, but at the same time, like, I know why he's doing whatever he's doing to gain traction for what he's for his music is clearly working, right? People are paying attention to him again.
Yeah.
Right. And the last time we talked about him was maybe 6 months, a year ago. Here he comes again. Doing this, and everyone's you know what I mean? So,
but I don't. It's also funny how easily moved we as a people are. Like, when I saw it, I just scrolled past. Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't need to react any more than that. I just scroll past. And I saw another picture. I don't know if it was the cover art or whatever. It was him on the cross.
On the cross, yeah.
That one actually took my breath away.
Yeah.
Because at first, when I saw it, I was just like, let me not judge, because he could actually be turning back to Christ.
Exactly.
But part of me was also like, why are you announcing it? Because at first I just thought it was someone it was just information passed along. Then the next slide was him doing a video saying, I'm doing a gospel song now. Then I'm like, oh, like, I was trying so hard to believe you. You know what I'm saying? And then the one that actually shocks me was the one on him on the cross.
The cover, yeah.
And I was actually, I think a lot of things that are very subtle now are what scare me rather than anything big. Like, bro, a monster could walk on this road. I won't be as scared as like subtle things like this, where, because for me, I've listened to like the things that say when the devil's really working, it's not the most obvious thing. It's always that little thing that can be like the biggest problem. So anything small or subtle like this always shakes my heart like a lot, because I see it as a lot of people are gonna actually completely miss this, and we're doomed. Because the worst thing that can happen is the majority are the one that side with the dark side. Once that happens, obviously we know the Bible talks about like the good will be persecuted. For me, I just don't want to see that day, bro. Like, I know it's happening now, but it's just obviously it's a fear of mine, and just seeing these things continually happen. I'm reading the Bible saying things like wars. It's literally telling you how the end times are gonna come. And I'm just, every day I wake up, I see another I'm like, yo, I beg, am I doing the right thing today? Because I just want to make it to heaven. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. With Lil Nas X, everything he does scares me. To be very honest,
And that's
everything,
justifiable.
every
process.
single thing he does scares me.
Yeah.
I don't like to pay attention to anything he's doing because it's just
Yeah.
it's very outlandish. Even Doja Cat as well. I stopped paying attention to her after that full red.
Mhm.
I said nah.
Yeah, I think it was
It's
like
not my
it's
cup
like
of
kind of like
tea.
what you said. It was like me either. It's like I don't see these things and like I'm reacting out loud, or I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let me go on Twitter and be like, this nigga's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's more so like the thoughts, the intrusive thoughts that I have while I'm consuming this information.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was like the first thing I saw was some post about him and the faith. Then from there, it's like, oh, he's now transitioning to like gospel music. He's gonna make music about like Christianity, religion. And then what hooked me was the cover. So
Bruh,
it was
that
the
cover
exact,
was
like you said, it was
crazy.
like it was a transition period.
Yeah.
It was like boom, 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 and then the third one was like when I got hit in the gut. I was like,
Right.
this
Right.
nigga I was like, this is crazy, bro.
Literally.
We have to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what got me. Everything prior to that, I was like, I was like, this nigga's just being extra like he always is. But like I said, once again, I had all the intrusive thoughts. I was like, look, this is marketing. It's clearly working. When I saw him on the cross, I was like, this is OD. This is crazy. This is
Yeah.
crazy work right here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, wow.
Because it's the same with like, I think one of the ideologies of, and this is feeding into conspiracies, but one of the ideologies of like the Illuminati or the, what's the other name for them? Those people is hiding in plain sight. So when they're posting things like this, it's literally in plain sight. I would think to myself, shit, like, oh my god, bro, it's mental, bro.
Yeah, man.
My heart dropped.
When I saw the cover, I was like, whoa. That's when I actually took a look. I actually had to I actually zoomed in on the picture and looked at what I was like, this is crazy, you know? But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that I feel like when it comes to like the faith and like Bible and what it talks about in like Revelation and stuff, that's really, really like happening now. And it's so crazy. I don't know if you saw this, and I don't know how true this is, because like some people were saying, oh, it's for like a movie or something. Some other people were like talking about, they're like, I don't know if the proper term is seraphim or Nephilim.
Like those angels.
Or yeah, I know the angels or whatever, but I don't know if this was the term when itself has like a negative connotation when it comes to like the Bible.
Okay.
But it was essentially, they were saying somewhere in Miami there was like a strip, and there was like, I don't know if you heard about this, all the cops being there, and they were saying something about like something weird, some like strange phenomenon was going on, and like obviously because you get tired into like conspiracy theories and stuff, but they were like, after like seeing the video and watching it, they were talking about like, they were like, people were having a conversation and tying it into like the Bible and like what happens in Revelation and like like the end times. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yeah, like they were like, oh, apparently there was like 1,000, like I don't know 1,000, but there was a large amount of cop cars that blocked this like strip in Miami somewhere. And they said there was like, they were saying it was, I don't know if it was Nephilim or Seraphim, I don't remember which one it was, but they were saying there were these creatures, quote unquote, that were like roaming around that area. And I was like, apparently they didn't want any cameras, like they didn't want any people to know what was going on essentially. And I was like, man, like on top of that, what's happening in the music industry with all this, all these artists like promoting like dressing as the devil and talking about the devil in their music, and everything else is going, like you said, the wars, like so much, man. The earth literally crumbling on itself. The earth is breaking down, like
Right.
so much going on, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's also like been affecting me subconsciously, because I've been feeling like I just need to like, for some reason I just forgot about a lot of material things. I was getting to a point where I was just like, look, I'm thinking to myself, look, if I die, I just don't want to feel any pain. I've been thinking that not a lot recently, but a little bit more frequently than normal. And then also, I'm just thinking, do I really need like the money I'm thinking I want? The things that I'm wanting, do I really need them? Mm-hmm. Technically, I'm only using them while I'm here because, bro, it's certain. Death is certain. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've been thinking a lot about this recently. I've just been having this dialogue. And I don't know if it's the energy or if it's just me. Because I'm like... And the thing is, I don't even want to make it too dark because personally, I see it as I'll just rather be right and get to heaven. And then that's just my faith. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to be right and get to heaven. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can now. And it's like, it's one of those things where because sometimes we might feel like God might not hear us properly or we don't even hear him. I'm like, bro, I hope you're hearing me. I'm trying. See, I want to make it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's where I am now, like emotionally and just mentally. It's just, I think that's what's just been distracting me from a lot of things. I don't know if it's that or if it's just this shit weather that we're having outside. Mm-hmm. But that's been playing on my mind a lot. And also, bro, the crossover from 2023 to this year was mad. The amount of things that were happening, and obviously I know like normally around December is when the devil's hard at work, but for some reason it's just been a lot heavier in this crossover from last year to this year. It's been a lot heavier, and this year started so, bro, with a punch. This year started with a serious punch, bro, and for me again is all the subtleties that I pay attention to. Like the interview itself, Katt Williams interview itself, I'm like, how often does this happen where not only are we breaking records, it could be records that are good, records that are bad, but there's a lot more volatility within our society, the atmosphere right now. And I'm like, let me focus on myself. This is the time to actually focus on myself. Not get too distracted by everything else that's happening, be it my immediate environment or even just like the outside world. Let me focus on myself. Because this is the kind of time or period where someone can lose themselves. Either be sucked into what's going on socials, be sucked into, I need to just focus on my dreams before anything happens. Let me try and get to my dreams. And you completely forget about your faith. You completely forget about the thing that actually grounds you. So, yeah, I've just been feeling a lot more like I need to focus on myself kind of thing. Just very, very secluded, all up in here. Like, now it feels like the gates of now, you know, in the purge where the gates come down and you're now in your house. Yeah. That's how I've been feeling lately. It's just like, it's a lot more like zen. Like, we need to make sure we are taking the right steps. Don't do anything too mad. Even whatever I'm doing, I'm like thinking about it twice, thinking about it 3 times. I'm just like, just a bit more cautious now, because I'm like, whatever happens to this world, I need to make sure my soul is good to right.
All right, guys. Before we get back to the show, we just want to ask you guys to subscribe, like, and share. We're on the way to 1K, and we'd appreciate if you guys did that for us. Let's get back to the show. Yeah, it's interesting. I've even noticed, like, at least on the positive side, we talk about all the chaos and stuff. I've noticed, like, within like my personal relationships or like people around me, some of my peers, they've also kind of like taken that like step towards their faith. I've noticed a lot of guy or girl, even like my brother too. Like, I picked him up from the airport 2 days ago, and this really, I don't know. Like, I feel like we never like personally have a conversation about like our faith, but in the car he was just, like I said, he's a very quiet, reserved guy. It's just like, yeah, man, like he's like, when I went back, I just, the crossover, everything. He's like, I just feel like now, getting close to God is like really a really important thing, And I was like, damn, like. I was, when your siblings say certain things, I was like, wow, like I was like, that's really good, man. Like, I was like, obviously encouraging him to keep doing that. But just like hearing him say that,
right.
It's just like I said, once again, those little, like you said, those subtle messages you're hearing, through others. I have this, I try to take on this, and it's not always right. It's not every message you hear that is from God. Okay, but like there's certain things I try to pick up on when I'm hearing messages through others. I'm like, this could be from, because God works through others sometimes.
Exactly.
It's like, yo, this is me personally, somebody that I'm close to, who's my brother, obviously, like trying to get closer to his faith, for personal reasons. But then not only that, on I think we talk about how like people in our age group are very lost, but there's actually a lot of, I've noticed also there's a whole nother side of people in our age group that are actually really pushing the faith forward.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. On TikTok, even recently, there was someone on social media I saw that openly talked about their faith, and was very, very open about how they got closer to God and how God really changed and helped saved the person and all of that stuff. So I'm like, this is a good thing to also see that, my peers and people our age, and in my personal relationships as well, are like really trying to get closer to God around all the chaos that's happening. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean the Revelation even says it too, like the word will still come from babes, like it will come from the younger ones. I think there's a part where it talks about in these times is where like the younger ones are going to be the ones that are probably leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen some young pastors where I'm like, yeah, this is sick. Even there's this woman I follow, Wumi Bello. There's just something about her that's always draws me to either her page or her YouTube. And then she did a vlog recently, and I'm like, bro, the vlog was like an hour long, but I'm like, it was so wholesome. So wholesome. And the way she lives her life is very, and this is what I do with a lot of people that I follow that I don't know. It's how authentic are you showing yourself? And a lot of the time, the people I follow, they seem to just live their life as usual, but they're still of faith. And it's not like they hide their faith or they push their faith too much. It's just whatever I'm doing today, you're gonna see. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like her vlog was very wholesome. It was just like she went back to Nigeria for her friend's wedding, and I was just like, obviously the quality of the vlog was great, but she does a lot of like talking throughout her vlog. So just hear the way she's talking about what she's going through. Then there's a part where she now talks about how she thought she was drawing away from God at one point. She felt that her pastor called her. He never really calls her like that. He called her. He asked her, "Are you drawing away from your faith?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then she's even talking about how her experiences as well, in terms of her relationship with God, how she communicates with Him. It's like she has dreams, and a lot of like vivid dreams. And she had a dream about something along the lines of this whole her distancing or whatever. But it's just seeing how open she's talking about it. Because sometimes I think what pushes a lot of us away from our faith is the fact that it just looks too forced. When we're seeing certain people post about it, it's almost seems fake. Yeah. So it's like, I don't really know if I could be praying every day like you're praying. Or sometimes the ones I hate seeing is when like someone will say, "Oh, like come with me through my fasting or something, like my fasting to a day," and then throughout the whole, like in that vlog you're showing you woke up, prayed, you went to your bathroom to pray again, Guy, what's the rest of your day? Was that all you were doing? Like, let's be serious. Yeah. Was that all you were doing, bro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and even there was another one that I saw. There was a point where he was now doing like a praise and worship session, And sometimes I feel like we're not meant to see this.
Mm-hmm.
This is, obviously we're in this era of like vulnerability, but there's some things that are meant to be just between you and God. Obviously, I know you're trying to inspire and motivate us as people, but now it just looks disingenuous. You have to put the camera there and then go and do your worship.
Yeah,
And I think that's what might push a lot of people away. But at the same time, it could also make someone realize, oh shit, I need to go back. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, I like the ones where it's natural. It flows into the conversation naturally, flows into your content naturally. It doesn't look forced or anything. I think that's what she does really well. Is just that in itself. She makes her life very, very authentic, and doesn't make it seem as though being a Christian means you can't live in this world. Not to be part of it, but you can't live, because that's what a lot of people don't really understand. Is that when you choose God, it doesn't mean you can't be
enjoy
anywhere.
life. Yeah.
You can't enjoy life.
Yeah.
Bro, when we're spreading stories about when Jesus turned water into wine, he wasn't in his house, he wasn't in the church, he was at a party. His mom came to him and said, yo, we've run out of wine. My guy said, bring me water. Turn the thing, go and shire and enjoy it now. Like, bro, we can't idolize the actual Bible too tough. We have to remember, again, as I said before, it's stories. You know, these are stories that are meant to help us live our lives, right?
As somebody that is that, like, how do I put it, like, you're able to like see something on like 3-dimensionally or like 4D, right? Meaning, like, obviously you don't see something and you don't absorb it, you like think of other perspectives of the same situation. How are you able to make decisions and live with yourself making them when you think the way you do?
A lot of decisions a lot of decisions I make is based on how I'm feeling. So even if I'm thinking about different perspectives, is what feels right. A lot of the things that are big decisions, I let flow, and that's only based on my experience so far. So certain things in my life where it's like, if let's say I've got a bad friend, sometimes we could pull the trigger too fast and say, oh, I'm going to disassociate myself from this friend because they do bad things. But sometimes that friend could either change in the future, or they could be the reason why you change. Do you get what I'm saying? So I let things naturally happen. I pray about it, and then I say, this is my prayer point, God. Now you do what you do, because I know I can't do anything. I don't know everything. You're the one that knows the situation. Now you know my prayer point. Sort it out. And a lot of the time, it sorts itself out. Like, I've had friends that have come in and left my life. I've had friends that came in and then I've seen the true colors. Sometimes it could just be, at the beginning, they were a shit person, but after a while, I can actually see through all of that and see the potential, which they actually actualized the potential. Yeah, a lot of decisions I just go off. Like, I try my best to see and just listen. So, like, the way I'll describe it is like, if let's say someone knocked on the door, or I wanted to leave this house and go through that door, I would be like, hey, God, I want to go through that door. I'm going to take a couple of steps. If let's say the fridge opens, I'll take that as a sign. I'll notice it. If let's say, you know, my socks are wet, just comes wet all of a sudden, or something wrong happens, or the door is locked, I try my best to be spiritually sensitive to things that might be telling me don't go. So then now I'm seeing all these signs, I'll probably just not end up going then. I'll probably just get to the door and then just come back inside. Or it could be a thing where I've said, God, I'm walking. I don't want to walk if you're not with me. And then I walk, I go through the door, nothing happens. Everything I'm doing just seems smooth. Then I just keep going, right? So it's been tough recently, just because now I'm battling with the idea of like, Is it that I'm doing things on my own without him? Is it that I'm moving too fast? You know, do I need to slow down? Do I need to try more to listen to what he's saying? Because sometimes I don't know if, because there are different ways to hear him. Some people hear him in dreams, some people hear him through people, some people, do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, am I hearing him properly? I've been having a lot of this, like, you know, I don't know, there's just a lot that's been going on recently. So to answer your question, it's just the feeling. It's just what is I just try and be spiritually sensitive when I'm making decisions. That's down to decisions. But other than that, anything I see is just, I take as much perspective as possible to see the whole truth, because I'd rather do that than, you know, jump to a conclusion. Where do you think your mindset stemmed from? What do you think? Not where like you, yeah, like what do you think? Do you think you garnered it from somewhere, or like where do you think that mentality of being able to like just be a lot more open-minded and like look at situations and things that are happening 4D? What do you think it stemmed from? Experiences, observation as well. I think experiences would be things like, I've probably done something that I've now faced the consequence for, and then when it comes to me now experiencing on the other side, I have this ability to, I have a bit of empathy as well, which helps me see myself in people's shoes or see myself in other situations. So then when I'm faced with a problem or faced with a situation, because I've either experienced something similar or my empathy comes into play, I'm able to see that situation and then take a pause. And also just listening to different things as well. So part of the observation, when I'm seeing someone else go through something and they've failed or they've done something wrong, I don't do that same thing. Word. Or someone says, watch out for this, I'm watching out for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've heard different ways of this being said. There's don't react, respond. There's anything you're about to do, take 1 second before you do it. In that 1 second, 1 second is actually a lot. And in that 1 second, a lot can change. Mm-hmm. Right? So, yeah, just listening to my surroundings and taking things in is what's probably shaped me or made me start to see things this way. Mm. And also, like, yeah, listening to my surroundings, surrounding myself with people that are not just of the same mindset or the same ideology. Mm. If, let's say, I have a Muslim friend and we're talking about faith, they bring a different side to it, that automatically has made me think is discombobulating me, because I'm like, this is my belief, all of a sudden I have a different belief. Okay, now I bring that all together, I'm like, okay, cool. How am I going to look at this situation with these two ideologies in my mind? Or even just difference in opinion. A lot of my friends, we argue a lot, but that argument shapes my thought process. Mm-hmm. When I'm going into a situation outside of our friendship, I'm able to see my point of view, that other person's point of view that I've just argued with, and then sometimes it could be like this new situation actually aligns with that other person's point of view. So it's not being too polarized. So either being neutral or being able to have both extremes in your arsenal. Mm. Food for thought, guys. Food for thought, man. Food for thought. So it's time for ShoreAsks. The ShoreAsks of the day is, what is your favorite episode of 2023 BlackerTheBerry Podcast? Favorite episode of 2023? Yeah. That was tough, Sha. I think the one with top 3, top 4 actually. Wow, top 4. It's hard because there's different. Okay, there's Kieran, because that was a deep conversation.
Solid
not
episode.
expecting it.
Solid episode for sure.
Saran and Cal, there was a lot being said. There was a lot of topics that we touched on that I wasn't really expecting, but I was expecting. I wasn't expecting as well. Just getting to see them actually open up a little bit more than I know them. Because I've been trying to get her on the pod, and surprising that she wanted to come on. That was a pod. Well, a guest I was looking forward to having, and then Tidy was a nice surprise, a very, very nice surprise. This would be like the fourth that spring to mind, and then there's a couple of just our solos that were powerful.
Yeah, for
sure.
Look,
a couple of our solos were powerful.
Not gonna lie, my answer is our solo episodes, man. It's just there's obviously like some in particular. I think we had some like really solid guests that came on in 2023, but for me personally, there's just something about our solo episodes, man, where we just really get into conversations and we're really, really dissecting things and breaking things down and talking about, just like, picking apart situations and like looking at it from, different perspectives. I feel like is, as much as we're having conversations, I feel like that's where I'm learning a lot as well, learning from you when we're talking and we're going back and forth. So, man, honestly, it's us, man. It's us. So our solo episodes that are honestly like our favorites, the ones that I feel like I get so much from. Although we're obviously here every week with like guests as well as not guests. It's like when it's just the two of us, we're just talking and really, really breaking things down. Yeah, those are my favorite episodes of 2023, man. Yeah. I would say.
I actually know Maddie as well.
Oh yeah, that was a solid one.
That a superwoman, bro.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing the stuff that she's doing now, I'm like,
that was a lovely
Does
episode.
she ever stop?
That was a lovely episode.
Does she ever stop?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was very, very, very
insightful,
eye-opening to sit with her and just listen to her talk and be like, yo, she's actually doing this stuff, guys. Like, you can do it, man. You can do it.
A completely different career path than we're used to.
Yeah.
Or even like, to put it this way, the modern day career path that can be created for yourself.
Right.
What? Crazy.
Right.
But yeah, guys, subscribe. My advice for the day: don't believe everything you see on the internet, because Damson is enjoying life with Lori and
I saw that. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
All the enemies.
Wow.
All the enemies. Now you can go and check on your own spit, bro.
I saw that.
Yeah.
They said she really likes. Somebody said he renewed his contract. Yo, man, that kills
don't
me.
believe everything you see on the net, man.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nigerian men are the ish, bro.
Cream with a crop.
We're raining right now.
Don't play. Cream with a crop.
But yeah, man. Anyways, Blacker the Berry.
Sweeter the juice, man.
Safe.